Hi everyone. Um, Welcome to my first ever pick a card reading. This is really exciting. So, I've been reading tarot for years and I've just been kind of, I guess, not confident enough really to do this, but I've always kind of thought that it would be fun to do a pick a card just because I always loved doing pick a cards. And so I was like, what the heck? Why not? Let me give it a try and see like what comes up. If you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you're maybe a little brave and curious because this isn't really like a cute or like, I don't know, simple, I guess, sort of reading. Um, the concept came to me because I was over the last like couple weeks thinking about like hidden things, like things that I'm not seeing within myself and things that need to be revealed. And I was thinking of doing a reading for myself. And then I thought like why don't I try to do a pick a card reading? So, yeah, what are you unwilling to face right now? So, again, this is kind of something that might be subconsciously lingering, something that might not be super clear to you in this moment, but hopefully, when we start getting the reading going, something is going to click and you're going to kind of maybe hopefully have like a better understanding. This is like a heavier topic, I guess. I'm personally calling in Saint Michael to help me with these readings. So it shouldn't be too harsh. um, I each pile has I'm using the same tarot deck for them, but a different oracle deck. So if you are going to pick this first group with the arrowhead, you're going to have the you're going you're gonna I'm sorry. I'm sorry, like you got a sneak peek. I haven't actually looked at any of the cards yet. But so you're gonna have the Mary Magdalene Oracle. For the Antler horn, you guys are going to have the Woodland Wardens Oracle. And for my little key group, you guys are going to have the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So if any of these decks call to you, or the little little dudes that I picked, I don't know what to call them, the objects that I picked for the reading call to you, then definitely see me in the timestamps below. Okay, if you picked the arrowhead and the Mary Magdalene deck, you are in the right place. You're my first group. So let's reveal what tarot cards we have. We'll put the oracles to the side for now. We've got Judgment, the Hermit, and the Page of Swords. All right, just right away, I'm like, wow, you guys got the Judgment card. That's pretty much spot on. A code for what you are going to be woken up to. Something that's going to be revealed to you. Oh, you know what? Excuse me. I actually think I want to grab my Rider Waite deck and do um, some clarification cards. I'm so sorry. I was blanking because I could hear my cat eating in the background. hopefully you can't, but she's a loud eater. Okay, I'm gonna get my deck. I am a girl who likes clarification cards. Just saying. Okay. So, first off, let's clarify the judgment card. Oh. That was from my last reading. Ignore that guy. Let's clarify that judgment card. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. All right. Anything else to clarify? Oh, okay. Hmm. I the funny thing is I feel like there's a possibility that this group has is maybe someone who likes to spend a lot of time alone. I'm getting that um not that you're distrusting of others, but you're careful with others. Just because I'm looking at this Page of Swords, the way that she kind of has herself hidden and is watchful of the people out here, like she doesn't know if it's safe to reveal herself yet. And also, of course, the Hermit card, which kind of speaks a lot to isolation. Um, and I feel like, actually, you know what? I really want to look at what your oracle cards are. Love is always legendary. Move this little homie out of the way. Every ending is a new beginning. And love never ends. I hope you can see them all okay. So, what I think you might be unwilling to face is those connections with others. And I feel like, in a way, you may be waking up to the fact that being in a community or being it doesn't have to be like a large community, but you could be in community with like two people personally, that in a way those kinds of relationships are offerings from the divine. I'm not sure like what is the thing that might have made you afraid to be in community or be close to people, the thing that made you feel like isolation was just the safest place for you. But that's just what I'm getting. I haven't read these yet, but I have a feeling that maybe what you're unwilling to face is the fact that there is a part of you inside that does seek out or does want to seek out deeper connections with people. Maybe like it doesn't have to be, I'm talking about love, but it doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship, but there's so many ways of loving and so many types of love. And I'm just looking at this legacy card that maybe you're also maybe opening yourself up to love from your ancestors. Maybe you're starting to feel a little bit more connected to the realms of those who might have passed on or loved ones that have passed on. Maybe you're trying to connect with them or that you've been called to connect with them as well. So this could go in any of those directions. Let me see what the Mary Magdalene book says. So I realized that if anything, I can just open the book to you and you can actually read the whole passage yourself. That way you can discern what is for you. For me, what stood out was this passage um, where she was speaking about her ancestors, um, and that they're holding up the weight of the ocean with me. That when she feels a sense of having to do something on her own or being alone with sadness, she remembers she's a part of an unending chain of the love that has come before her. She's just one tiny link. There's a possibility that your ancestors are trying to make contact with you, but maybe it feels a little bit scary or it feels a little bit too strange. I just want to say, like, don't be afraid, okay? They're reaching out with love and they're reaching out because they care about you. And it's a possibility that they see right now that you're alone and they want to offer you support. They want to let you know that they are there for you, that you don't have to go it alone, that it is safe to open your heart again, even if you've been hurt, even if you've grown, maybe in your own words, a little bit distrustful of the world or of having an open heart. That makes a lot of sense because to live in this world is to essentially get your heart crushed all of the time. And when you're somebody who is sensitive and a natural loving person, that can make you want to close your heart. It makes you want to clam up, like I've been there before. Um, but love is the most endless resource in this universe. It is what makes up this universe. And to shut yourself off from that is, it's essentially cutting yourself off from life's source. And I don't think your ancestors want you to do that. I think wow, and I'm just looking at this and the hands reaching out, like, which makes me think again that your ancestors are reaching from beyond. Um, take that as it resonates. Um, and I just think that you're going to realize that there is something beautiful here, something that they're waiting to show you. I'm going to read, or I'm going to show the next two. Here is the next card, the Alpha and Omega. Just from reading this, I kind of also thought that there's a possibility that you've been betrayed just because the words were in that book reading, and maybe that's why there's a part of you that is jaded in making connections, but love never ends. Like I said, it's endless. And maybe there's a part of you that feels like, and it makes me really sad to think this, but maybe someone or certain circumstances or situations in your life made you feel like there was not enough love to hold you. And that is just completely not true. Like I said, love is the most abundant resource in the universe, and there's enough love for you. And one, your ancestors want you to know that they love you, that they are pouring into you, whether or not you really notice or feel it. You might not feel it at this point, especially if you've never tried to connect before. But there is love for you. There is love that is going to come in for you. But first, you have to open yourself up to it. Okay? Because if you stay stuck in believing that there's just never going to be love for me, or there's no one in this on this planet is truly loving. um that just came up just because when I feel like when you're a sensitive and loving person, it can feel like the entire world is so cold. And I understand that, and it's, I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of cold, but you can't just continue to believe in that, because that is just going to continue to be your reality. Love is endless, and there is enough for you. It's just waiting for you to open your heart back up to it. Okay, I'm gonna get the next one. Okay, here is the last one. And this just continued to make me believe that there is a love coming for you, that it is coming in for you. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. This could be soulmates that are friendships that are deeper than you could have ever imagined them to be, somebody who truly understands you in a way that you thought was not going to be possible for you. Um, One key part of this that I want to read aloud is a beloved is also who we can be to ourselves. When we love ourselves unconditionally, we create new potential, new life, and exponential hope. Love only ever increases from within us. Love is what never ends. And a meditation you can do is, how can I love myself unconditionally in this moment? So, when you are hurt and you close up your heart, you're not only closing up your heart to the world, but in a way, you're closing your heart to yourself, because there's other parts of yourself, like your inner child, who gets really quiet because the fact that it is asking for love is a scary thing. And it sometimes feels easier to quiet that voice because it feels like you'll be kept safe if you don't ask. But in a way, in that way, you're denying love to yourself. So again, what you need to face is that there's a part of you that wants to feel loved, and you can start that within yourself. And as you transform your ability to hold space for that part of you that wishes to be seen and heard and loved, be that person first. And once you do, you're going to realize and recognize the type of people who can hold that same space for you. Because once you start giving to yourself, it becomes clearer and clearer what is worthy of you, what you deserve. And then it is clearer and clearer who does not align with that. And you can quickly move on, and you can quickly find those who actually do align, who are, I don't want to say like worth your time, but like those who understand what it means to love someone and be a loving human being. Okay, but it's got to start within. And yeah, that's what I have for you. Um, I hope that made sense. I hope that this reading helped you. And I really hope that you subscribe and check out my other readings that are happening. I also talk a lot about spiritual stuff. If you're interested, definitely check out my channel. Subscribe if you like the video if this was helpful. Leave a comment just so I can kind of see who's hanging out with me, just because I'm so curious as to who's here watching these videos, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a special kind of person is going to click on a video like this. All right, so I hope you have the most beautiful, wonderful day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Hello, my beautiful next group. If you chose this antler tip, this is your pile. It is the Antler tip and the Woodland Wardens um, oracle cards. If the lighting looks a little different, the sunset, I ran out of storage, so I had to take a little break after group one. I also feel like I have to clear my throat. Sorry if I'm doing that for a bit. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Um, and I'm so excited to get started with you and help you to figure out what you are unwilling to face right now. So let's see, we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse, King of Wands in reversed. Oh, the Devil in reverse. Wow, all the cards are reversed. And the Five of Pentacles upright. Okay. And let's see. Let me see if I can move some things a little bit. For your oracle cards, we have the Moth and Eucalyptus, an ending, Modest Fortitude, the Horse and the Bluebell, and the Owl and Hop Wisdom. Just give me a second to sit with the cards. I think something that I don't know, right now, I feel like the thing that you're unwilling to face is the fact that something that you once had um, in your life that once was giving to you at a time is now no longer serving you. And it seems instead of serving you right now, it may be serving a little bit as like a ball and chain. I hate to say it like that, but I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles, and it just seems like this thing in your life. It could be like a situation, it can be a person or relationship or whatever it is. It could even be a habit, honestly. Um, Whatever it is, it's wearing you down, or at least it's making you feel worn down in a way that like you can't stand up tall and proud like these guys. Instead, you're like weathered down by this thing. And I feel like I'm sorry. um I feel like at a time that this brought you maybe a lot of fulfillment, maybe emotional fulfillment, maybe there was some kind of passionate drive there that felt right. But somewhere down the line, the energy just started to become, I heard like unsteady, but unbalanced, I think. hmm. So I actually have my Rider Waite, my classic Rider Waite deck here that I pulled some clarification cards in the last reading. So I think I'll just do that for you guys right now. Um, can I get a clarification for this devil in reverse? Oh. And we've got, oh, wow, we've got the King of the King of Wands upright and the King of Wands. I'm sorry. I'm like having like issues with my throat this time around. I don't know what it is. But we've got the King of Wands upright and the King of Wands in reverse. So interesting. And I mean, I was going to ask for clarification for the King of Wands in reverse, but I guess I'll just do that anyway. So, clarification. Okay. All right. That one definitely wanted to come out. I wonder if we can see the cards very well. I hope you can basically get the gist. We've got the Five of Cups in reverse as the clarification here. And I think I'll just go ahead and clarify the Ace of Cups as well, because why the heck not? Well, we've got the Page of Pentacles as that clarification. Okay. Let's move these so you can kind of see them a little bit better. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking like when this situation first came in, it felt very new and fresh. And I feel like now there's an unwillingness to admit that it's a time to move on, I think. I'm just looking at this Five of Cups here, and I just feel like in the reverse, I just feel like it's been here too long. It's been here too long in this energy of in mourning in a way of what has been lost. And in this space of mourning, you cannot let it go. You're still holding on to this thing energetically, whether it's still in your life or not. There's this energy that it still very much is taking up of too much of like your energy in a way. Let's yeah, and you know what? I'm feeling like this the ball and chain is exactly the thing exactly the thing that it once was. So you see how it's the King of Wands upright. That is the devil. That is the devil card right now. It's making me feel like what once was, what represented this King of Wands for you. Like I said, it could mean anything. Whatever you're thinking of right now is probably what it is. Whatever represented this King of Wands for you, you're still holding on to this hope, this beginning that is, it just no longer exists. I'm thinking of this moth and ending. So in holding on to what once was, you're unwilling to face the fact that it's, I'm so sorry, it's gone. And that is uh, my heart, it it's going out for you, because I've been in this situation where the thing that first began, the thing that first started was such maybe a wonderful thing, the thing that felt like it could go anywhere, that it would grow beautifully, that it brought you fulfillment. And to watch it kind of slide into something that in the end is more painful than it is beautiful, is it is so hard. It is so hard to see that and to understand things are not going to always be the same as much as you want it to be. Things are meant to change. People are meant to change. Situations are meant to change. That's the only thing that we can really expect. We can't expect things to stay the same. Okay, and I'm sorry, when we're staying in this place, in this space of just maybe mourning, maybe hoping that what once was could return, you're not realizing that there is a path behind you. There's a path behind you that still has an opportunity to be more fruitful than staying somewhere or staying with something or someone that is not only no longer serving you, but is energetically wearing you down to this point where you just feel like, I don't want to say hopeless because I'm really hoping that's not how you feel, because there is definitely hope again when we're focused so much on the thing in front of us that has not worked out in the way that we want it to. We don't realize that there are other things waiting to be explored, other options that we still have that still give to us when we're too focused on the thing that is being taken away. And it's so easy to do that, especially if you're feeling so strongly in pain around this situation. Sometimes it's so hard to see past your own pain, but I promise you that there is something waiting for you on the other side of this. Okay, let's check out your oracle cards. Okay, so with the last group, I just put the book up so that you can pause it and read it. Hopefully, it's um, I can't really see if it's focusing, but hopefully it's focusing. Okay. So that you can pause it and you can take a look at it yourself. Wow. So in the reverse, the moth and eucalyptus say, your resistance to change is preventing you from embracing your full potential. It's okay to let go and move forward, as painful as it may be at first. Loosening your grip on the path will open the door to transformation. And that's really what I was just saying. There is an option. There's more than one option for you to move forward in a new direction. And it looks like maybe really hopeless. I feel like this battered soldier because I feel like there's a possibility you were trying so hard to hold whatever this was together. But something that is meant to end, nothing that you do will hold it together, especially if God, if the universe thinks that it is time for you to move away for your highest and greatest good. There's nothing that you can do to hold it together. And it is only going to wear you down more and more. And that is not what the universe wants for you. There are new beginnings out there for you, right behind you. See how this dude, he's like right behind the back of this person? There's something waiting for you, something else. There's always something else that's going to be waiting for you, because when the universe takes something out of your hands are now empty to be filled again with something that is more aligned. But you have to be ready to let go of what was there, putting it down. Letting it fall from your hands is going to allow you to have space to open your hands to hold that new gift. So if you're clutching on to something so hard, God cannot place anything new in your hands, okay? Um, so, how can I be more accepting of change is a question for the moth card. And what tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? I think that's so beautiful, because the best thing that you can do in these situations is just make sure you are taking care of yourself. I'm not saying just immediately, just all right, like drop it, turn a blind eye. No, but you're going to have to nurse yourself through this pain. And instead of just focusing on the hurt of what is happening, of what is being lost, of what maybe has already been lost, focus on what you need. What does your body need? It could just be physical. Like, do you need water? Do you need rest? Do you need to talk to a friend or write in a journal? What do you need that's going to help you move and shift through this energy so that it's not your only focus is not on what has happened, but your focus is back on yourself. Okay. All right, let's go check out the horse and the bluebell modest fortitude. Okay, so here is the modest fortitude card. My cat is like on the table, so if her little head pops in the screen, just say hello, Calypso. Okay, so oh baby, please don't step on the cards. That's a candle. No. Um, so what stood out to me in this card when I was reading about it was the horse is able to bear great loads and travel long distances, known for its superior strength and stamina. And when I read that, able to bear great loads, I feel like that's what you have been doing. I feel like what you've been doing has been carrying a heavy load. And just because you have the stamina technically and the strength to do so, that does not necessarily make it the right choice for you. Life should not feel like you're always bearing a load, okay? Um, in the reverse, it is your yoke has grown heavy. Remember why you began on your journey. If the reason is worthy, continue pushing. Your efforts will make you stronger. And then, when is it worthwhile to push through adversity? And when is it better to rest? And again, I feel like the thing you're unwilling to face is the fact that it may be time to rest and put this down. Put this load down and allow yourself to rest. If you can't fully let it go right now, that is okay. But just take a step back, let yourself rest for a little bit. Take a break from pushing and putting so much energy into whatever this is. Take a step back and start to notice, how does that feel? How does that feel in your body? What comes up when you give yourself a break from pushing? Because sometimes when we're so focused on something else, we're not focusing inside of ourselves. And I feel like this is a chance for you to get quiet and get close to you. And that is how you're going to figure out what is the best course of action for whatever this is. Okay, now let's get some wisdom from our wisdom card, Owl and Hop. Okay, and here is the Wisdom Owl and Hop card so that you can pause it and take a look at it yourself. For me, what really stood out was honestly its upright meaning, which just was, you have come to the end of a long journey. Relish in your achievement, taking deep, satisfying breaths. So I feel like some of you might be ready to leave these cups behind that have fallen. I feel like you understand that, or at least you're starting to understand that you're coming to the end of a road. And while it is difficult to come to an end, think about think about all that you have accomplished within it, because while you may see only failure, I can bet you that there are plenty of things that you learned about yourself, about your values, about life and perspectives that I think are really going to help to carry you forward. Even if this is a difficult space, you've got the tools, you've got the knowledge, you've got the wisdom to see yourself through. And the am I willing to humble myself and try something new? That can also be like a really hard part, is sometimes it feels like you're accepting a failure, or you have to accept a failure when something goes wrong or something takes a left turn. But that is one of the most beautiful things about life sometimes, is the fact that we get a chance to start over. And sometimes it's our ego that's holding on to that because it feels like a loss. And we don't want to feel like we're losing or that we are a loser, you know? But that's just your ego. Something ending means something beginning, that there's space for something new. And that is like, it's like death and birth. There is an entire, I'm so sorry about my cat. She's being really sassy. But there's an entirely new era opening up for you now. Take a deep breath and fill your lungs. I know it's spring in a lot of places. Smell that fresh air and realize that this is a beautiful new beginning. And it's all yours. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I hope that this helped you. Um, like the video if it was helpful, subscribe if you like what you experienced. I also have a lot of spiritual chats and I do a podcast on this channel as well, so it's not just tarot. This is this new. Thank you so much for joining me for my first pick a card reading, and I hope you have the best day, night, whatever, ever. All right, thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Hello, you guys are my last group. If you picked the Key and the Queen of the Moon deck, this is your reading. Okay. Oh, like I said to the last group, if the lighting looks different, the sunset, I ran out of space, and so I had to take a break, clear up space on my phone, and then start recording. So unfortunately, we missed the pretty daylight, but yeah, we're powering through. We're doing the thing. You know what I mean? All right, we're gonna first check out your tarot. I think you guys actually have the most tarot cards that came out. You've got the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Let's make sure they're nicely seen. The Nine of Wands, reversed. Let me actually move this out of the way because we need space for 5 cards for this round. My little homies. I'll keep this here. The Three of Cups and the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, and I'm also just going to go ahead and pop out your oracle cards. You've got Pleasure. Wow, I don't think I've ever pulled that card before. Trust. Release. And blossoming. Beautiful. Okay, just want to make sure you can see everything. All right, just give me a second to sit with the cards. Sorry, I needed some extra time with your cards for a moment. And I feel like what it is that you're unwilling to face right now, it might be being able to embody joy and pleasure, which is really interesting. um, I feel like there's a part of you that worries about a good thing. Like when a good thing comes, you're busy thinking about maybe what the flip side of that good thing might be. or what's the thing that could go wrong. It's like when you're given a good thing, you you can't help but ponder like what's the cleanup going to be like here, or like am I going to be let down in the end? I feel like mm, you've you've gotten you've been through a lot of things, and it seems like maybe in the past when you've tried to take whatever it was to the finish line, before you got there something might have went wrong, if that's making sense, and it caused you some pain, some heartbreak, some feelings that have left you feeling a little hesitant to believe in the good things. And I think that you're unwilling to face the possibility that there are good things that are just good, that they don't come with like a follow up. Not like that's not the word I'm trying to think of. Um, like a catch. There it is. I can't believe I couldn't think of that. Sorry. There are good things that come without a catch. And there are good things that come that are not going to let you down. And I know that that can be hard to believe sometimes, especially if you've been let down many times. But I have my Rider Waite deck that I've been using as clarification for some of the other readings. So I'm going to do that right now. So let's clarify this Nine of Wands here in reverse. Please, let's get a clarification for the Nine of Wands in reverse. Any minute now. Clarification for this Nine of Wands. There we go. Oh, King of Wands came out in our last reading. Actually, two King of Wands came out. So, what was that? That was, I think, the second reading. So maybe you might find something in the second reading for you, because the King of Wands came out upright in that one as well. I would also like to clarify the Three of Swords. These are not wanting to shuffle cutely this time. This is like my messiest shuffling group. Not saying that you guys are messy. Oh, that one wanted to come out. Who are you? Knight of Cups. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. Since the last reading, my throat's been kind of wonky. Okay, do I want to clarify anything else? Yeah, we'll do the Queen of Cups. Why not? Queen of Cups. Oh, all right. We've got the Three of Wands. Yeah. So, what the heck? Should we just do one for all of them? I don't know. Let's do Three of Cups. Clarify Three of Cups, please. Okay. Oh, we've got two for that one. Surprise. You've got two knights here. Oh my goodness. Can I pick this up, please? You've got two knights here. Cups and swords. You've got two kings here. And let's get one for the Six of Pentacles as well, please. Clarify. Oh, Oh, the magician. Okay, very cool. All right. So when I first got the first cards out, the first three, it kind of was just backing up like what I was kind of saying. I feel like there's a part of you that is kind of always trying to look ahead and being like this pensive person when anything comes into your life. And that could even be your own manifestations. So if you've manifested things in the past and they like have not either come through the way you wanted, or maybe they didn't end the way that you wanted, I feel like there might be a little bit of, oh, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not like hesitation, but weariness, maybe? Some weariness around trying again, trying to work your magic again, trying to manifest again, trying to trust in things to work out for you again. Um, and yeah, and I feel like for some of you guys, this was in love. And I'm just saying that because, well, because I'm feeling that. um, that maybe, maybe in a past relationship, it didn't work out. And now there's a part of you that maybe there is something coming in for you here that's like a romantic love or relationship here, and you're busy looking at what can go wrong based on your past circumstances. And the thing is, you can't really compare your past circumstances to your current. The thing is, it's a really good thing to learn from mistakes in the past, but always when you're moving into anything new, you should always understand that this is a new beginning. This doesn't necessarily have to mimic what you once have experienced, even if you've experienced it multiple times, because you are always changing. You are always becoming a new version of yourself. And with every version of yourself, there's new energy that will connect with you. Okay, so just because there were past versions of yourselves and past situations that fell through, that doesn't necessarily mean that these new things that you're calling in for yourself, or this new thing that you see on the horizon that is coming in for you actively right now, that doesn't mean that it is also going to end in the same way. And I think what you're unwilling to face in this moment is the possibility that things can work out. Oh, and that makes me so sad. Things are good. Things can work out, okay? Don't. But with the two knights here, I feel like, especially the knight with the three of cups here, I don't know. I feel like something might be coming in that is going to be a good thing. Or it already has come in. You've already gotten some kind of offer or some kind of something that feels like it could be really good, but you're worried about what else it's going to bring into your life. You're worried that it's going to maybe bring something heartbreaking and not so great. All right, so let's get into your oracle cards. I will get your booklet out. Okay, so like the other groups, I am going to just kind of put the book up so that you can read it. This has 2 pages. So this is the first page, and you can pause if you want to read it, and you can glean what you need out of it for yourself. Here's the second page. Okay, so from what sorry about that, from what I gleaned personally was, well, one, you need to be a little more open to experiencing the pleasure and the beautiful good things in your life. I feel like when you limit your ability to feel this joy in order to protect yourself from possibly being hurt in the end, you, by kind of stifling your joy, you're flattening out your life. And I feel like I think about this queen And I mean, she looks calm, but it's almost like too calm. Like there's nothing to like move her, to move through her, to really like light her up inside. And I feel like what you need to face is finding a way to open yourself back up to feeling that pleasure, that pure joy, um, in a way that feels right for you. I mean, also in here, there's it says it talks about destructive tendencies like binge drinking. So, I mean, there's a possibility that like maybe some pleasure that you used to partake in, it went a little too far to the point where you ended up getting burned, you know? But that's just about sometimes it's just about growing up and understanding like your limitations, how far you need to go, how much you can take. And this doesn't mean specifically like alcohol. I'm just using that as an example. This could also just mean like if you're really passionate about a project, but then you go so hard in the paint that you burn yourself out, you know? If you take it, you need to, if you take it too far, it can have the opposite effect. You know what I mean? Too much of a good thing, right? So finding a balance that works for you. Maybe there is a part of you that needs like this steadiness here. Maybe that's what was missing. Maybe there was a little too much, like too much energy. Yeah, too much energy. And it ended up feeling too heavy. You got too exhausted underneath the weight of whatever these things were that were lighting you up. You got to allow yourself to have breaks as well. All right, into your next card, the trust card. Okay, here is the trust card. And yeah, what I gleaned from this is again, maybe there's a part of you that feels like your oversight in certain situations has led you to regretting certain moments, periods, and situations of joy. And I think what needs to be brought back in is trust for yourself. Trust that you can make the right decisions. Trust that you can lead yourself into these beautiful and good things, and that you have enough foresight and also hindsight from what you learned to move into something that is not going to fall flat. You have to trust yourself to know that you're leading yourself in the right direction, and that you can also trust yourself to carry yourself through into these new opportunities, these new phases that are happening in your life. I said trust like a million times. um, but yeah. And again, another thing was just kind of what I had said before, and trust that things can work out, and trust they're not always going to end in heartbreak. All right, here is the page for release. You can pause it if you'd like and give it a full read. Um, and with this, I think you're releasing this aspect of yourself that wants to mute your joy and your pleasure. And one thing that stood out to me from this booklet was, what was it? Oh, I lost it. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Okay, here it is. The secret to effectively releasing what no longer serves you is, in fact, knowing that the payoff will be indeed worth it, which makes it super important to know what that payoff may be. So, as you are sorting through this feeling, I know that protecting yourself from feeling too much joy probably feels like it is protecting you from feeling a greater pain. But imagine what the payoff would be if you fully allowed yourself to feel, to exist joyfully. I know it can be hard to imagine, especially if things have come crashing down in your life before, but if you're limiting any feeling, then you're limiting your full range. And you want to be able to hold space for every rainbow type of feeling that can happen, because that is how we experience life. So it's so important to just let go of the things that didn't work out and just step in, like every day, every experience is a new one, because it is. It is a new one. What has happened before already happened. What is happening now is new. It is fresh. Anything can happen. Okay, here's your last page, the flower moon blossoming card. Okay, so one thing that stood out for me from this card was open and rise. I joyfully blossom and I feel no fear. And I feel like that is something that you need to step into. That there is something, I think, coming in for you, possibly something that you manifested, something that you dreamed up that is making you bloom or will allow you to bloom inside if you just allow yourself to let go of this part of you that is just clinging to what can go wrong. Allow yourself to also trust that this is going to lead you to more joy, even though you've been feeling like maybe it won't. I think that what is being told here is that it will. That you just need to trust yourself to lead into that. And also don't be afraid to feel the full joy and pleasure in these moments where you are pursuing this thing that is lighting you up. Because that is half of half. That is probably the most wonderful thing about whatever this is that is here for you, that it is a chance for you to feel full joy, pure joy in your heart again. And sorry, y'all, I got cut out there, but this is a chance for you to feel true joy again. And I think there needs to be a part of you that trusts that even if anything goes a little bit wonky, that you'll be able to carry yourself through because you have this entire time. The fact that you're still standing here right now, despite the things that have made you feel and place these limits upon you, you are still here, which means you can pull yourself through each and every time. And every time you come through, you get even more wise and more beautiful and more understanding of the things that you need and the way that you need to move. You're always learning, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Ultimately, you can lead yourself into whatever path that you choose. It seems like there might be multiple paths for you to choose here, multiple choices here. Trust yourself to lead you through. I think I said that already. All right, so I'm going to close out right here. Thank you so much for staying with me. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you leave a like and subscribe and stick around for any other new pick a card readings or tarot readings that I have in store. I also talk about spiritual stuff. If you want to check out my videos, I have a podcast going as well. And yeah, thank you again for being here for my first ever pick a card tarot reading on the interwebs. All right. Have the most amazing evening or morning or whenever you see this. Bye.